morning. Thanks so much for joining us on the CBS 19 Plus live stream. We have a live look at radar for you. We're going to try to answer any questions that you have, but of course, make sure that you're staying weather aware. Alrighty, we're taking a live look at our radar right now. Nothing here in East Texas, but we are seeing things begin to pop out toward Oklahoma. That's where we're seeing lots of storms, even out toward the Panhandle as well. I'm not currently seeing any sort of warnings or watches in the area, but still lots of lightning, especially that cell that's off to the east. That's just out toward eastern Oklahoma and continuing to move out there. We do have a cold front, which is currently sitting across the Oklahoma area. Here in East Texas, instead, we are just tracking lots of clouds as we get started this morning. So, or I should say, this morning? Yeah, I think it's still this morning. But anyway, no rain just yet, just maybe a light pocket out toward Gilmer or out toward Jefferson earlier this morning. Now, there is a chance that we might see a scattered shower or two by the time we hit this afternoon. That would be toward Jacksonville, Tyler, Athens, and all the way out toward Lufkin and toward St. Augustine. But really, then we're just tracking clouds as we ran into Thursday. Rain chances begin to pick up, though, tomorrow. That's when we are tracking our next weather impact alert. So it's going to be in the afternoon and evening around 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. There is a chance for some power outages as well as some storms, so make sure that you're staying weather aware. We are tracking the potential for hail and as well as some other impacts there. We could see a few power outages. I just mentioned that, but of course remember that you need to make sure that you are charging your devices because we're not necessarily, you want to make sure that you are prepared ahead of that potential for power outages. You'll also need some rain gear, so you'll need to make sure that you are staying weather aware there. Alrighty, let me time this all out for you. Clouds beginning to stream across the area early tomorrow morning. A chance for a few scattered showers. I'm not tracking anything severe at that point. Now, closer to 1, 2, maybe 3, I'm tracking the potential for what's called a discrete thunderstorm. That's out ahead of the main line. This is the main line back toward the Dallas area. If we are going to see something that's going to try to spin up, it'll likely be in one of these little pockets of cells. Right now, the Storm Prediction Center said we have about a 5% chance of seeing a tornado for this area right here. So make sure you're staying weather aware, again, on the lower end of things, but it's not zero, so you'll need to make sure that you're keeping up to date with the forecast. All right, this is when we start to see the main line come in. That will be closer to 3, 4, 5 in the afternoon, maybe even 6. This will continue to push through. We're going to see some gusty winds. That's when we have the potential for some power outages because these are just slamming through East Texas. Now, wind gusts could get up to around 60 miles per hour, so you need to make sure you are staying weather aware. From there, this continues to fall out to the south. Again, gusty winds are a concern. We do have the potential for some flooding out of this as well. There are some heavy downpours that are coming through and some hail. Again, that tornado threat mainly going to be in the earlier afternoon rather than in the evening hours, but just make sure you're staying weather aware out there. A level 2 risk of severe weather popping up across a good chunk of East Texas, but it's kind of bullseyed right near the Dallas area and then up into Oklahoma. But East Texas, if you are not in that level 2 risk, we are under that level 1 risk. That's for everything that's shaded in green on your screen. So you need to make sure that you are keeping up to date with the forecast. But you know, once we have these storms come through, we are not done just yet. Another round is on the way on Thursday. So as we're waking up Thursday, we're still going to deal with that little line that's beginning to push through parts of East Texas. Already, this is Wednesday for some reason. Let me go ahead and adjust my graphic here because it looks like we're having some technical difficulties. I'm going to skip ahead to Thursday. Alrighty. There's a chance we're still dealing with this early in the morning for our southeasternmost counties. But really, it's going to be Thursday afternoon that we're having a few scattered showers and thunderstorms begin to pop up through deep East Texas. I'm not tracking anything severe, just the potential for a strong storm here and there. Maybe we'll get a few isolated wind gusts that reach that severe threshold. That's 60 miles per hour, but otherwise it's mainly confined to deep East Texas. Another round, though, is on the way on Friday. That's when we have a cold front swinging through, kicking up showers, thunderstorms, and gusty winds, but that will bring a cooler, drier weather pattern after that. So we're looking at a bit of a calm down over the weekend. All right, in the meantime, we're just tracking clouds out there. Temperatures are in the upper 70s, but I think we'll warm even more than that. I have us going all the way to 86 degrees in the Rose City, 89 if you're in Longview, 88 in Henderson, 87 if you're in Jacksonville. Otherwise, it will be a rather warm day. Tonight, we're falling down into the 60s, 68 in Tyler and Longview, 70 in Athens, and we're only down to 71 in Groveton and in Lufkin. So really, it is going to be this warmth that sets us up for the potential for some storms tomorrow. Let me give you another look at our rain chances here, because tomorrow is the day to watch a weather impact alert as rain chances go up to an 80% chance of rain. Things begin to dry out Thursday until the evening, and then into Friday morning. That's when we go back to a 50% chance of rain. But the good news is Saturday and Sunday, we do have a low end 20% chance of rain. Most of us will be staying dry at that point, and then we begin to dry out on Monday. All right, let me give you a look at the next 7 days here. We are going to see just kind of a bouncing between the mid to low 80s. There's a chance we see a few upper 70s in there as well. Nothing that is too crazy in terms of temperatures, but it's going to be Wednesday. That's the day to watch. Again, gusty winds, thunderstorms, hail, that's a concern as well. You need to make sure that you are just getting the most up-to-date weather information. So the way you can do that, that's going to be right here on CBS 19. We'll continue to update you on air and online. You can follow us on social media, or you can go ahead and continue to check back with us right here on CBS 19 or on air. We are going to make sure that you get the most up-to-date information. Now, in terms of what you need to prepare for, damaging wind gusts, I think, will be the most widespread issue for us. It's really when we have that line coming through that's going to really kick up those winds above 60 miles per hour. Hail is a concern as well. I'm not too worried about that one. Flooding, that's mainly going to be an issue the farther north you go. So the closer to I-30 and the closer to the Red River that you are, that's where we're going to see that become more of an issue. Remember to never drive into floodwaters with that one. In terms of our tornado risk, between yesterday and today, we have seen the data change. So that's why I upped this from a very low to a low risk. So no need to get worried. I know that after some of the storms we had come through at the beginning of the month, a lot of us do have a bit of storm anxiety, but just make sure that you are staying up to date with the forecast. If you do get a tornado warning, I'm not saying that this is going to happen. It's just a low-end potential. Just make sure that you know what to do. And I would go ahead and review my severe weather safety plan with my family if I were you. Just know what to do in case. Otherwise, damaging wind gusts, the bigger thing. And don't forget to go ahead and charge your devices and make sure you have at least 2 ways to receive weather information. I'm going to go ahead and leave you right here on our 7 days so you can see what's happening over the next week or so. Again, tomorrow, the day to watch. We have rain chances lingering into tomorrow and Thursday. Another widespread shower system is on the way on Friday. We begin to dry out slightly Saturday and Sunday. There was a chance for a sprinkle here and there. Monday, though, rain chances finally drop out of the forecast. Thanks so much for joining us on the CBS 19 Plus live stream.